Hey, I have something exciting to share today. How would you like to learn a crochet stitch that is incredibly versatile that you can use on Plarn, plastic yarn objects like this, that you could use on bottle cozies and bags. I'm not sure if I learned this stitch from someone or if I invented it. Honestly, it just kind of happened one day when I was trying out different things. And this makes a really thick fabric, this stitch. It can be crocheted in the round or back and forth as on this pot holder that I made. And do you see how thick this fabric is? And I have here, oh, here is another bottle holder, really thick. And this is just worsted weight yarn. It's not really thick yarn. And this is, I used the same stitch here to make a band, to put around the glasses, the drinking glasses when they're wet. So you have a dry place, like the coffee cups, except this is meant for glass, drinking glass, so that you don't get, a wet. Here's another plastic yarn, little bowl I made. And I've used this stitch on many of these bags I've made, these Plarn bags, plastic yarn bags. And again, it creates a really thick, sturdy material. Curious? I'm going to show you how. So I'm back and I've already crocheted a foundation row, chain stitches, and then I crocheted single crochet back on those chain stitches. I chained a chain stitch, and I'm turning my work around and now demonstrating the down stitch that I call, but it's different from the up and down stitch that has quite a few tutorials. So you go into the first stitch like you do normal for a single crochet, get the yarn, and then go one stitch below. Get the yarn, pull through all three. And it's a little bit different in that first row, but you just go one, like that one space below. Pull the yarn through and then pull through like you would do for a half double crochet. Again, you pull, go through this first one, and I always hold on to this stitch with my thumb, and I do this for two reasons. It clears the way for the crochet hook to go through easily, but I will show you what else it does. If I don't hold on to this stitch with my thumb, but go right into the stitch below, this will be really tight, and it's tighter to pull through. And just holding this with my thumb back a little bit makes this, gives this a little bit more space. So I'm going to crochet all the way. It's really important for the foundation row to be loose, because this down stitch takes up more space. And if the chain stitches, the chain row chain stitch row is too tight, it will be a little bit off and it won't be straight. Oh, sorry, I need to stay in the picture. Right here, I'm going to do it slowly. Hold on. And then right here below, I go in. This is it's going to be a little bit different in the next row, but this is the foundation row. I have just a regular worsted weight yarn here, and my hook is, it's a G6 or a 4.25 millimeters. You could use a larger hook for this too, whatever you're comfortable with. Some like to use larger hooks. This seems to be one I like a lot. So this is the last stitch. And no, I'll go right here in this space. Then a couple chain stitches to turn around. And you can see what this looks like from the back and from the front. It looks very similar on both sides when we crochet back and forth. Here is the space. Go in, first stitch, and then go below, one space below. And again, this row, because it's that first setup row, it's still a little bit different. That's why we need to do one more row to show. And then I will also show you what it looks like going in the, crocheting this in the round, this down stitch. And it creates this wonderful thick fabric. I would recommend you start with a pot holder. You know, it's the same kind of yarn as this one that I used for this pot holder, but the fabric is just incredibly thick and sturdy, and I can pull on this and you can't even see any spaces, you know, and it looks pretty much the same on both sides. So this is really ideal. For anything, any project where you want a firmer, thicker fabric, like this this bag I crocheted here, this here, made this really sturdy, firm, that holds its shape. Yeah. This likes to curl here. All right. Almost at the end. I have used this stitch now for so many years, I can't even remember. Like I said, I don't remember how I happened to be upon it, if I learned it somewhere and I couldn't find it after that. I tried to find it. So if anyone can find this exact same stitch under a different name, maybe and burst my bubble, tell me I didn't invent this, I'm okay with that. I'm just at a point where I want to pass on things. I'll be 70 next year, and I want to focus more my time more on passing on what I have learned. Okay, again, this now we can see it more clearly, where this space is that the stitch needs to go in, right here, and just right below, right below. I've used it for so many projects. It's my favorite in many projects I've made. It's very easy, very easy. And I'll also show you how to do increases and decreases. Okay, to do increases, you would just push this stitch aside a little bit and make another stitch in the same space. You know, if I can't get through both, then I'll just, and then go back into the bottom, and there you have 2 stitches in one of these holes here. Do one more in the other one. Make your stitch, a down stitch, and another one in the same space. And the bottom stitch will be in the same hole as the first one. So it looks like a little V here. Here. Those would be increase, and you can already see how my whole sample here starts turning because of these. But I don't want the increases here right now, so I'm opening these up again. And I'll show you how to do decreases. Just to make anything that has shape, those are the 2 things you need to know. So a decrease stitch would be, okay, I would go into the next stitch, make my stitch like I do normal, but I'm not pulling through these 3. I'm just going to continue and make another stitch in the next one and then pull through 5 of these and decrease as many as you need to decrease. Again, don't pull through, but go on to the next stitch and then pull through all of those stitches at once. And there you can see how it starts pulling this together. I'm going to open this up again because I don't want increases or decreases here just yet, because the next thing I want to do is close this loop and show how this can be done in the round. Some yarns like to split a little bit sometimes. And, you know, I really could use a larger hook for this size yarn, but I like this one. I like using this one. So little tip, if you want to make a really awesome pot holder, use wool, real wool. This is a little bit of my homespun alpaca wool. And why wool? Because it doesn't burn like acrylic. This will not, you know, if you're especially working on with a gas stove, this will not, it singes the threads, but it will not catch on fire, will not burn. I read somewhere that's why they gave woolen blankets to the army. They're scratchy and rough, but they're anti-inflammable. Is that a word? Yeah. Anyway, a lot safer than this acrylic fiber and plastic fiber that we have, man-made fiber. Okay, I'm at the end here. And again, as you can see, this looks pretty much the same on both sides. And you can see how thick this is. It's very sturdy. It's not really, really stretchable, but for a bag or for these kinds of bottle holders, you don't want something that loses its shape. You want something that's firm and keeps the shape. So same, I used the same stitch on the band here. Very sturdy. Okay, now what I like to do is close this little sample that I have here. So I can go crochet in around. I'm just closing it with a slip stitch. Oh, I don't need the extra chain stitches here. Oh yeah. You know, it's not perfect, but with all this artificial and AI stuff, I think pretty soon we'll have a new appreciation for raw and unedited videos that just show real life. Okay, here we go in the round, right below, a tiny bit off to my left. Right below this stitch is where I insert the hook.